What's up guys, this is Eric Ramos. I want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, and I hope everyone had a great 4th of July weekend and is staying safe out there. Now today I got a great product that I want to talk about because I'm excited about it, and I always wanted this device because I've always had some old VHS footage that we always wanted to save on a digital format just in case the VHS deteriorates over time, and definitely don't want that to happen because there's some priceless memories that we all have, I'm sure, if you were born in the 80s like me. So with that said, I'm going to review the ClearClick Video to Digital 2.0, and it is a great product, and I'm going to show you what's out of the box right now. Okay, so out of the box it comes with obviously the device itself, and it comes with a power strip. It is not a charger, it is just a power strip. I wish it was a little longer. That's one of my pet peeves about this, and I mean, I guess you have to buy a longer cable, but you know, it's not that long. That's one of my cons about it, but it's not a deal breaker. And of course, your RCA cables, which you hook up to the device and to the back of your VCR or a camcorder if you have one that has these same cables. It also has an S video output, just in case maybe your camera doesn't have these, or usually an old camera would have an S video or this RCA cable. So let's go ahead and just talk about some of its key features and some of the pros and cons about it. Now, what I like about this device, it actually has two ways you can save digital files onto either an SD card or a flash drive, which is awesome. There's not just one, there's two ways to actually save your VHS footage onto digital format. The next cool feature, it actually has pretty decent audio. It syncs it pretty good. I heard like some of the old devices, the audio syncing is a little bit off at times, but this one I haven't seen any issues with audio syncing or anything like that in particular. Another cool feature is the HDMI output on the device. You can actually hook it up to your television. If you don't want to hook it up to a computer or anything like that, you can just carry it, plug it in, and then watch it off of a television. If you don't feel like hooking up to a computer, which is not required, which is a great feature, and that's one of the things that it says on the box. No computer required. Here are some of the cons that I don't like about this device, is that, for instance, if you have an SD card, it is kind of a pain in the butt to get it in there. You know, you really have to really pinch it in there until it clicks. For a while, I was like afraid I was gonna, maybe break the device, but you really got to push it in there good until you hear that clicking sound. Me and my father the other day were trying to get it in there, and we were like afraid to like push it in too hard because we're like, how in the hell are we gonna get it out? But I don't have any nails like that, so you just got to really push it in and then click it right in to take it out. One of the other cons that it has, which I don't really care for, is if it's a signal loss, like say your VHS is playing and it loses a signal, or the videotape stops, the device will stop recording automatically. I don't really like that feature. I wish it would kind of let it play through and I can just edit it in post or something like that. I just don't like when it does that, because basically it's going to be splitting a lot of different clips instead of just a whole run through. But I guess it can save you, a little bit of space if you just do it in pieces. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just something I really don't care for too much. And of course, like I mentioned before, the power strip is not very long. So you definitely need to have this really close to an outlet, and hopefully your VCR is close enough to the same outlet. Like I said, it's not a deal breaker. It's just something that I wish it was just a tad longer. All right, so now I'm gonna demonstrate how this thing actually works, and it's pretty simple. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do obviously is plug in the power source right here. Plugs in at the top, and just plug it right in there. Turn it on. And I already have cables for this already, so I'm just going to use the one that's already hooked up to the VCR that I borrowed from my dad, who wanted me to give a shout out to him. So Dad, you're welcome. Okay, so obviously these are the RCA cables that you plug in at the top, and you're going to go ahead and hook it up. It's already hooked up to the back of the VCR. So now we got it plugged in and powered up. Let's just scroll through the menu real quick. You can change your language, system, date and time. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's got a time watermark, which you don't really care about. I don't really need that. Signal loss detection. I don't know what this means. I still gotta look up what that means. And then it's got this auto stop recording. You can change it up to 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 150 minutes, just in case you don't want your SD card getting filled all the way up in one playthrough. So So it's pretty cool. It gives you that feature. Now the video source is AV, which is these red, white, and yellow cables, or S video. So I'm going to leave it on AV right now. And then USB or SD card. I have SD card in here already. So I'm just going to select SD. Schedule recording, don't need that. Restore factory settings, you don't want to touch that. Formatting, you don't want to touch this unless you have a Mac. Do not format it, and I'll show you why in a minute. Firmware updates, so if there's any updates, you can, if there's any little glitches or bugs, it gives you the option to update the software, which is pretty good. And that's pretty much it. So I have a VHS in there already, so let's hit play and see what's on there. Wow. What you guys know about that? You know who this is? This is New Kids on the Block. What y'all know about that? Okay, so the funny thing about my dad is if he would record home videos and then all of a sudden you're watching the American Music Awards and it could be WrestleMania all in one video. My dad always had a weird thing about organizing his videos, and so thanks, Dad. There you go. You ladies out there who love New Kids on the Block, you're welcome. All right, so basically what we're doing right now, we're gonna hit record. And there you go, you see the numbers at the top left. They're counting down, that means it's recording. So you can just leave this going on all day long if you want, or if you just want a certain clip. When you're done with a certain part of the VHS tape, you just hit stop. And that's it. You got yourself a file right there. So it's pretty simple to use. All right, for you Apple users out there, I'm going to show you why it's important to format this card and to keep the manual just in case you may forget this step. All right, so now we're at the computer. I'm going to show you that the footage is there, and here it is. Here's your SD card here, the video, and oh, there it is. There's your boy right there eating birthday cake. Yeah, boy. So that's me right there. Anyways, cut it. You don't want to see that stuff. Anyway, so that's how it works. Now, for you Apple users out there, when I originally started recording stuff on there and I put it in for the first time, the software told me it did not recognize the SD card. Now, if that happens, don't worry. This is why it's important to keep the manual and read it. So you go to Disk Utility, and it should be grayed out there since it's already formatted this SD card already to the Mac. So if it's not recognizing the SD card, go to Disk Utility, you go to the grayed out area, and then you want to hit erase. And when you do that, you want to go to this, and you want to choose MS-DOS FAT or FAT or whatever you want to call it. That is going to reformat the card. It's going to erase everything. And boom, there you go. Now everything is cleared out on this thing now. And then once you put it into the ClearClick device, it should not ask you to reformat the SD card because it's readable. So if you buy a brand new SD card and you put it in there, it's probably gonna ask you to format it. Don't do that. Go to your Mac, do this demonstration first, reformat it for Apple, then you use it. And if it asks you to do it again, do not reformat it whatsoever, because then you have to start all over again. So that is pretty much it. It's self-explanatory. Just make sure you follow the instructions and you should be good to go. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something about it. This is a device that I highly recommend. And I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.